Hello and welcome to Polygraph. I'm Manasi Phadke, Deputy Editor with The Print, and I have with me our political editor DK Singh. And today we'll discuss something that has been dominating the news discourse in Maharashtra literally all of this week and the previous week, which is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Mumbai on Thursday when he inaugurated and performed a Bhumi Pujan for projects worth over 38,000 crore. And the question that we are going to try and answer today, the visit comes just ahead of BMC elections, which are expected to happen in the city this year sometime. They've already been delayed. And will this visit, which was more of a party statement than a government function, be a game changer for Eknath Shinde-led Bayasahebanchi Shiv Sena, which is in alliance with the BJP in the Maharashtra government. So let me first start by asking DK sir, are you surprised that a Prime Minister came down to virtually campaign for a municipal corporation election? Has this happened before?
Mansi, I don't know whether it's a bit premature to look at it as the PM kicking off the campaign, but even if it is, I won't be surprised because he may be the face and voice of the party, but the BJP, he knows, the party knows that it needs workers in every village, every ward across the country to basically convey his message or the government's message or the party's message. And that's why every time you have even Gram Panchayat election in any state, or Jila Parishad election, or municipal election, the BJP goes into it, approaches it like a new war. And that has been an approach. As for, but you may say that, or many people have been talking about it, it's Amit Shah's approach. Like he has brought this thing into the BJP, and after he became BJP president, now he's of course the Home Minister, but once he took over the reins of the party, all these things started where BJP started taking all these elections on a war footing. But the fact is, way back in 1987, we have spoken about it in one of the episodes earlier. When Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation elections happened in 1987, Narendra Modi was the BJP General Secretary organization there in Gujarat. And until then, the BJP had not come to power in the municipal corporation. In fact, not even in the state. It was part of the Janata Party experiment in 77, 78 in this state where the Janata Party was in power. But otherwise, neither the BJP nor Jansan ever came to power, not in the state, not in the municipal corporation. So in 87, at General Secretary organization, Modi actually put his best into the party's preparations. And again, I'm probably repeating because I have talked about it, that municipal corporation was so interesting. I just remember one of the things that Ajay Singh, the biographer, wrote in his book, that there was this gangster called Abdul Latif, and he was contesting from 5 wards in the constituency, in the municipal corporation. And his supporters actually took out a caged lion to campaign for him. And the BJP built on it to actually built on the insecurity of the Hindus. That this gangster, look how he's doing all these things. And BJP went on to win that election. Of course, that Abdul Latif, he won from all 5 wards, but had to vacate 4 of them. And the runners-up ultimately won, including 2 BJP councillors. But that Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation victory laid the foundation for the BJP to come to power in 1990, when it became a junior partner in the government. And of course, in 95, BJP was there all on its own. As for Modi's involvement in municipal corporation, it may be, as I said, it may be probably a bit premature to say that he is campaigning for the municipal corporation election. But we have seen, whenever you have important elections, you will see Modi's role here and there. Even when you had this greater Hyderabad municipal corporation election to find just a couple of days before the date of election, the Prime Minister went on a 3-city tour to look at to review the development of indigenous vaccines in different labs. One of the stopovers was in Hyderabad, where he visited a Bharat biotech facility that was on the outskirts of Hyderabad. Of course, he didn't have to say much there because TV channels, social media, everywhere. He didn't have to say that he is campaigning for the BJP, or he didn't have to participate in the BJP program. But just 2-3 days before the Minister of Corporation election in Hyderabad, he was there. So he may not, or he could not have called it a campaign for the BJP, but his mere presence was good enough. So in that context, if you look at this visit, well, I would be much surprised.
Right, absolutely.
And here, Mansi, I have because we are talking about a BMC election. My question to you is, as a Mumbaikar, you know the Mumbai's demography so well. So you can tell us how Modi's presence there, or if Modi becomes a campaigner.
Right.
How will it actually affect, or how will it help the BJP and Balasaheb and Singh Sena do better? Because of demography, you have Gujarati, you have people from UP, Bihar. How is it linked?
Well, see, until now, firstly, to just give our viewers a little bit of the background of the BMC elections this time. The BMC general body expired last year in March, and since then there has been an administrator in place. So elections are long overdue, and elections have not been announced yet. Last election in 2017, also BMC was very aggressive trying to expand its presence in the city, because it wanted to show the Shiv Sena that it is not dependent, Shiv Sena, the undivided Shiv Sena, that it is not dependent on the party anymore, and it has its own popularity, strength, and base. And it came very close to nearly wresting the civic body from the Shiv Sena. The final tally was 84-82. And if the BJP really wanted it, we have seen the electioneering of the BJP and political machinations that they are capable of. If the BJP really wanted, they could have quickly picked up a few independents or swayed people from other parties to their side and staked claim on the mayor's post, which at that time they did not feel politically prudent to do, because the Shiv Sena and BJP were also in coalition in the state. Now the situation has completely changed. The BJP is, trying to finish Uddhav Thackeray-led Shiv Sena in some ways. And this, after the rebellion, the Mumbai civic election becomes a major contest for the Uddhav Thackeray-led Shiv Sena. So the easiest way to basically triumph over Shiv Sena once and for all, at least in the short-term view of the 2024 election, is to get the BMC in their control. So this is the reason why the election is, very crucial, and probably it is being fought almost like a assembly election in some ways. But at the same time, yes, Modi's campaigning will make a difference to a certain extent, because Mumbai has always been seen as a Mumbaikar. Generally, what people talk about is that the center has not given enough attention to the city. The one issue that is commonly spoken about is that Mumbai, is one of the highest when it comes to paying income taxes, and in terms of devolution, it doesn't get enough from the center. Whatever development that takes place in Mumbai is because of the fact that Mumbai has a cash-rich civic body. It can pump in funds, and the MMRDA, which is implementing all of these major infrastructure projects, they are all being done based on loans that are being taken from international financing agencies at good rates. So that's been a long-standing complaint of Mumbai against the center. So when Modi comes to the city and says that don't ever worry, there will be no shortage of funds, but we don't want funds to just keep sitting in bank accounts. We don't want funds to keep funds to basically go waste in corruption scandals. But if the funds are going to be put to good use, then there will be no shortage of funds from the center for the city. This is one thing that Modi clearly said yesterday. The other thing that he said is that any city will benefit if the center, state, and the local governance can work together. His words were work together, but everybody knows by work together it means having the same dispensation. So people are likely to think in that direction when they go to cast their vote. Now, in terms of demographics, Mumbai's Maharashtrian population is still its biggest flaw. It has reduced in numbers, but there's no official estimate for this. But generally, all parties peg it at between 25 and 30% is what the Maharashtrian vote bank would be in the city. The Gujarati vote bank is almost equally strong, though lesser than the Maharashtrian vote bank. In fact, one of the census reports had also pegged Mumbai to be the fifth largest Gujarati-speaking city. So that just gives an idea of the extent of Gujarati population in the city, which has always rallied behind the BJP and Modi. And to a certain extent, Modi will also have appeal among North Indians in the city, which is another major bloc. And until now, the committed BJP-Shinde Sena voter among the Maharashtrians would vote for the BJP in Lok Sabha elections and would vote for the Shiv Sena in assembly elections when the BJP-Shiv Sena were in an alliance. But that is also because most of the traditionally Maharashtrian dominated areas, the seats in those areas were always within the alliance were given to the Shiv Sena. And even in local elections, then because you always know that Shiv Sena is in alliance with the BJP, and we want BJP at the center, but we want Shiv Sena to represent us because it is a Maharashtrian party. That sentiment was always there. But now with the split, one really doesn't know how the Maharashtrian voter in Mumbai is going to respond, because the Maharashtrian voter in Mumbai has strongly been in favor of a BJP Shiv Sena combine. So this election will be very interesting to watch from that point of view. And that brings me to the next question, which I would like you to answer is how does this Modi's visit to Mumbai yesterday and what he said and the kind of message that he gave about the centre's support for the city, and the fact that it is being seen as a beginning to the BJP and Shinde camp's campaign. How does this redefine the relation between the BJP and the Shinde-led Balasaheb Shiv Sena?
Mansi, correct me if I'm wrong. The Prime Minister did not even once utter the party's name, Balasaheb Shiv Sena. It was all about Shinde CM. It was all about Shinde Fadnavis Jodi. So he's kind of trying to project that Shinde is part of the larger BJP clan.
Right.
He's not talking about a separate Sena faction and the alliance. So that's
right. We're all together.
That's a big signal.
Yeah.
The Shinde is part of the clan. Now, how will the Shiv Sainiks look at it? Now, you have to tell us. The point is, your Shiv Sainiks have been so much used to being projected as superior in this alliance, and Bal Thackeray kept at it. It was like, okay, BJP is subordinate to us. Now to look at Shinde as being seen as subordinate to the BJP during all the functions yesterday. I don't know how will the Sainiks react, or probably there could be another angle to it. You can say that, when Modi is coming and endorsing you, both Modi is supporting you, and Shiv Sainiks have always been in support of this alliance, probably it helps Shinde's stature, probably. But we don't know yet how the Shiv Sainiks react. And depending on how they do that, we will look at the equations again in future.
Right.
But as it is, the message is very clear that Shinde is more than an alliance partner. He is like part of the BJP's larger.
Right. In fact, after the event, Devendra Fadnavis released a photograph on Twitter, and the caption just said, "Guess what the conversation was." But the body language of everybody in that picture pretty much says what you are saying. So there is Modi sitting in the center with Shinde on his right and Fadnavis on his left, and they are all grinning, and Modi is looking at Eknath Shinde. And also in the glass behind them, you can see the reflection of Governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari and Ashish Shelar, Mumbai District BJP President, also smiling. So it was all like we are all hand in hand, one of those things. And I, in fact, sorry, you were saying something?
My guess would be, he was asking Shinde, are you happy with your deputy? Or do I need to do something?
And I spoke to a few, MLAs and senior leaders from Balasaheb Shiv Sena, the Eknath Shinde camp, and they didn't seem to be perturbed at all, at least for now, with the fact that there was no mention of their party's name, or the fact that this is the message that went, that we are all part of this one major outfit under Modi and not two separate entities. One of the theories that they floated was, if Prime Minister Modi had actually said Balasaheb Shiv Sena in some ways in the election commission hearing, etc. That name would have stuck. That okay, now even the Prime Minister has mentioned this name, so why do you want Shiv Sena? Then you are not the original Shiv Sena. So some of them are rationalizing it that way. So some of them are saying maybe the Prime Minister had those calculations in mind, so he refrained from naming any party. And some others say that he was basically not political at all in his speech, but was just speaking about development. So they are basically overlooking it for now. One question that we have got is, if BJP Shiv Sena win BMC elections, BJP Shinde Sena win BMC elections, will Fadnavis be the chief minister again and move Shinde to the center as a union minister in the upcoming possible cabinet expansion?
Not really. If they win the election, that means that Shinde Sena has emerged stronger. Shinde Sena has probably smitten. And we know Shinde has been very ambitious all the time. I mean, why would he vacate the chair after proving his birth, or proving his party's birth? So if they win the election, Shinde will emerge stronger in the alliance.
And do you see a chance of Shinde merging his party at some point with the BJP in the future?
If you talk to BJP leaders, they hope so. But it's too early to talk about this. But the fact is, if it will also depend on how the BMC elections pan out. Because if Shinde Sena does or comes proper, then it will put a lot of pressure on Shinde. And BJP would really like to, we have seen how the BJP has been treating its allies. I mean, they start with juniors, and gradually they, end up eating up the vote bank or eating into the vote bank of the allies. We have seen what is happening with JDU. So that's quite possible that if Shinde's utility is not that much, then the BJP won't really like to, carry a baggage like this. So coming back to the previous question, so if they don't win, if Shinde Sena does badly in this election, then probably the question our viewer was asking whether Shinde will shift to the center might become relevant.
Right. And that's all we have for now. Thank you so much for your insightful commentary as usual. And we will be back next week with a new episode of Polygraph. Do keep tuning into The Print.
Thanks, Mansi.